grand rising, powerful beings. I'm gonna be talking about the secrets to healing. The secrets to healing. Keep tapping in with me. I'm gonna be talking about how can you actually start the journey of transforming your life. What are some things like you can possibly do starting right now, starting today, to change up your routine, to change up something, to tap into what's in you so you could change what's going outside of you, to resolve the internal conflicts so that way we can solve the external conflicts. Getting deeper to the subconscious scripts, dismantling those, tossing those away, and re-scripting our own lives, writing down and speaking into existence, as they say, manifesting the life that we deserve. So keep tapping in with me and let's go. Now, what does it mean? What are the secrets to healing? What are the various ways you can start healing right now? What can you possibly do? First of all, you got to make a decision that enough is enough. So the number one secret is you have to get fed up. And so if you're already fed up, just raise your hand right quick. Right? If you're already fed up, then just raise your hand. Why? Because there's no other requirement. You just got to be fed up. That's it. That's all I'm asking you. You just got to reach at a point right now where it does not serve you to be in this state anymore. Right? You just have to reach at a point right now. It does not serve you to have these same thoughts anymore. You just reach at a point right now that it does not serve you to keep being this way. And you realize that in your own life. And you're coming to a realization that, yo, this is not the life that I'm made out to live. You're coming to a realization that I can possibly live out a better life, man. Like, you reach a point where it's really dark. You're in a tunnel. You don't really know what to do next. Every day it feels like you're about to break. People think you're walking around sane, but in your mind you feel like you're insane. You're going through a lot. It's tough. In those moments you're fed up. And at this point in your life you're thinking to yourself like, there has to be more than this. Like, there has to be more than this. My life can be better than this. And you're thinking about, what can I possibly do from now on? At this point, this is when the healing journey begins. They call this the dark night of the soul. This is the induction period. This is the period in your life where you are being recruited for a transformation, for a revolution, for a renewal of the mind, for a renewal of the spirit. So at some point, when you go through the dark night of the soul, it's a call to the light. So it's like going through a dark tunnel, and then you get to the light at the end. You know how they say there's light at the end of the tunnel? If you're going through that dark moment, if you're growing through, I always say, if you're going through that dark night of the soul, it's because you're trying to, like, their spirit is calling and it's saying, you know, soul exists in here. So you're going through this path because you have to get fed up to the point where you not just walking down this tunnel, but you're running down this tunnel. Or at this point where you're in the tunnel and you're experiencing other things in you. I heard something that says, if you close one sense, all your other senses 10x. If you close your eyes, you hear better. If you are in darkness, you can see inside more. I find that to be very interesting because what that says is sometimes in life, God has to kind of rearrange some things for us. And it's not done to hurt us. It's done to save us from our own selves. So sometimes we are stripped so we could save ourselves. It's like they say, if you have too much stuff on you, you might sink, right? And if you have too many emotions undealt with, you can sink. If you have too much trauma that you never dealt with, you can sink. If you have too much things inside of you that were never dealt with, you can sink. So sometimes you go through a period where things are just falling off. It's either you throw them off board or the whole boat sinks. And what that is a stripping process for your own saving. To save your soul, sometimes some things have to get stripped. This is the dark night of the soul. And in your mind, you thinking like, I'm losing my soul. I'm losing myself. You're not losing yourself. You're being saved by your higher self. This is the dark moment. This is when you say there has to be more for my life. When you say like, yo, I can't keep living this way. There has to be a reason I get up every day. Like, is this really it? I'm talking about this is the moment that really changes our lives. So the secrets to healing first starts with the induction process called pain. The secret to healing starts with from the induction process called pain. And from pain, you say, man, how can I get pleasure? How can I get out of this pain? So I'm saying that from where you're at right now, you're in the number one spot that will start you on a new route. And that's your pain. Your pain is what will produce a love for life. Your pain is what produces life. Pain. Through birthing a child, being birthed, the mother goes through a lot of pain. Why is the mother going through pain? Now, first of all, that was a pact, right? There was something there in the word that talks about that. However, part of birthing to the world, because we're human, is painful. Part of birthing, when you're birthing a new version of you, it's painful. That's like a mother giving birth to a child. You're going through a small hole and you're opening yourself up to a new way of living, a new life. So when you're birthing the true version of you, it's going to be painful. It's going to be like you're coming out the womb again. In fact, you're going to need some womb healing during this moment, because when you was a child, you thought as a child. Now that you became a grown person, you must give away all childish things. So what that means is when you go through some pain, it's birthing like a different version of you. Sometimes it births your gifts, right? So like the greatest gift a person can like give to the world is like a kid, right? You give a kid, you say, here's how I reproduce my DNA. You gave the world a kid. So the greatest gift you can give to the world is the kid of your gift, right? The kid of your purpose, the kid of what you were created to do. So when you're not tapped into that, when you're not tapped into your creation power, when you're not doing that sexual transmutation, where you're not being creative, where you're not being the creator, what happens is in your spirit, something feels like it's missing. So your spirit is saying like, yo, there's something more for your life. And that's what causing havoc. Now, when the spirit speaks, the ego tries to dim. And the way we do it is, instead of listening, we try to stop listening. Like if I block my ear, then I'm gonna be good. Then I don't have to hear what my spirit is telling me to do. So we live a life of ignorance. We try to block things out. Instead of blocking, we gotta start listening to the still voice that lies inside of you. That's what I be talking about. So what that means is this. So the dark night of the soul happens when you don't even know your soul exists, right? So in that sense, you gotta be waking up. And sometimes to wake up, you gotta go through a scary dream. Like, you ever had like a crazy dream and it feels like you were like falling down, and then all of a sudden you just popped out of the dream? You just like came out of the dream all of a sudden, and you were just like out of fear. You just popped out of the dream, right? So sometimes what happens is, to wake you up in the dream of your daily going, you gotta go through some stuff, right? And what it does is it kind of wakes you up. It gets you more alert. It says, hey, do something more right now. Oh, yo, learn, grow, become. And that kind of unveils the secrets of life. So a major secret to healing, and part of the healing process, starts with your pain, but then it starts with listening to what your intuition is telling you. So you know what the pain is telling you, and sometimes pain lies because pain is based on the past and fear of the future. So sometimes when you just listen to the pain, you're getting one-sided information, so you gotta also listen to what you're hearing. Listen to what you're hearing is, there's like a voice in your head. And a lot of times you know what to do next, right? You get a hunch feeling. You kind of like, I should do that. I should. And instead of, that should sometimes never become a must. And because that should never becomes a must, we start shoulding all over ourselves. So we keep saying this over and over without actually doing it. You say, I should lose weight. You say, I should start chasing. I should start healing. I should, like, instead of saying, I am going to, or I am, we keep shoulding all over us because we never say, I must. When we get to a point where it's like, yo, I must do this. Like, I gotta do this. Like, I got to grow to another level. Like, I got to transform the way I'm being. I gotta do this. So when we change our shoulds to a must, then we start to say, and when we reach that point, nothing can stop you. Because you just reached the point where you converted should to a must, because you're actually listening to what's inside of you. So now you're like, man, I should stop taking in these energies. I must change my environment. I must change my environment. I must start thinking more positively. You change your shoulds to, yo, I must make self-care a priority. You say, yo, I must breathe. I must take breaks. You start taking your shoulds and you must do them. And you say, yo, I'm gonna do it. You get what I'm saying? You change that up. You change your mentality on it. So step number one, easy, right? Pain. It's gonna come. You don't gotta go looking for it. In fact, it's probably already inside of you. Normally, the pain already resides inside. So the pain is already there. You can't run away from it. However, it's when you listen to what that pain is communicating to you, only then you can transform. And how do you transform from there on? This is the beginning of your spiritual journey. The acts alone does not heal you. The continuous action is healing. The act alone does not heal you. The continuous action is healing. So what I mean by that is, the act of journaling does not heal you. The continuous action of journaling heals you over time as you need it. The act of working out or exercising does not heal you, but continuous exercise over long periods of time is healing to the body, to the mind, to the soul, to the spirit. Eating healthy does not heal you. Eating healthy consistently is healing and rejuvenating to every organ, every cell, and your entire essence. The action itself does not heal you. However, continuing that action over and over and over and over and over again is healing. And that's what we want to do. So you say, okay, first have pain. Listen to your intuition. Then take action. You're like, oh, simple steps. Heard them 1,000 times. Of course you did, because common knowledge is often ignored. Common sense often then doesn't get into your senses common, because we operate out of what we've been making sense of, what we've been used to. So what I'm saying now is, listen to your intuition. You know you need to change. You might say, I need to do something I'm passionate about. Listen to that. Listen to that. Listen to that and take forth the acts. So somebody says, how can I act if I'm extremely depressed? How can I act if I'm extremely anxious? How can I act if I'm fidgety, if I'm stressed, if I'm tired? How can I possibly act? How can I act in the midst of the chaos that's within me? I didn't know that I have to act on through this way of feeling. I can't even get myself to get up in the rising. I can't get myself to stick through something. I give up fast. I let things go that serve me, and I hop into things that doesn't serve me. I do things against myself that is not best fulfilling to me. How can I possibly let that go? How can I listen to myself? How can I possibly take action when I'm perpetuating the pain? Somebody says, how can I possibly take action when I'm the one perpetuating the pain? Right? And I'm saying to this, you're not alone. You're not by yourself. It's not just you out here. You're not the only one going through it. And I'm not saying that to diminish it. I'm just saying that to say we're in this together. That a lot of people out here are listening to themselves. They're starting to wake up. They went through the dark night of the soul. They're going through a dark moment. And the reason that when they get out of it, they realize they step into the light. The way you do that, the reason why you do that is because the darkness really gets something outside of you. It gets you the bright shiner. You get a different type of hunger. At the same time, you also tap into a part of you that you normally won't go into unless you're in a dark moment, because it gets you in a reflective state. The same state of reflection that causes you pain, you can use that to get some gains. The same times that you are in your head thinking about what they're thinking about you, you can be thinking about how you're going to level yourself up. The same time you spend in your mind stressing about the future is the same time you can think and create in the present. Which means the same exact tools that you have within you at this very moment are the same tools that's going to be handled with a different consciousness. You're not going to be given a different tool. You're going to be given with a different level of consciousness, and that will level up the tool you already have. You're going to be applying the same tool you've been had in a different fashion, and you're going to see how powerful it is. Because now the general is no longer meek. The general is no longer weak. The general is empowered. The general is enthused. The general says, hey, listen, what? This moment can't break me. I got the tools. The same breath that you held in the midst of anxiety, you're going to start to say, I'm going to take this breath deeply. The same breath that felt like it was choking you and you was panicking and felt like you was about to die, that same breath that was manipulated inside of you to choke you is going to be the breath that frees you. You're going to use that breath to breathe in deeply, to speak power into your life. The same tongue that has been speaking death into you can speak life into you. The same tongue. All you got to do is use a different perspective, a different mind, a different viewpoint. The kneel, get in the driver's seat by letting your spirit drive the bus and not your emotions. By letting the wisdom drive the bus and not your carnal actions. By letting a piece of your soul be in every piece of action that you take. By letting you step in the forefront of your life. Guess what? The same tools you have can bring peace and joy. The same body that's bringing ache to you, the same body that's causing you to live in your memory, you can house peace. You can be in that temple and you can just feel at bliss, that same exact body. You don't need a different body than you have now to experience pleasure. You just need a different level of consciousness. You don't need a different life. You need a different spirit, a different spark. Not a different spirit, but a spark in your spirit, a light in your spirit. And sometimes darkness will wake you up. When we're just going through life and we're not growing through it, when we're walking with our shoulders down, our heads down, and we're not really tending to it, when we really think that what happened then has dictated what will happen when, that's when we stop living. That's when we stop creating. That's when we start diminishing what we have inside of us. I'm telling you right now, stop diminishing what you have in you. Stop diminishing the light that's in you. Don't dim it. Stop diminishing your light. Sometimes you go through the dark times so that God can reveal how bright you are. I'm saying the same tool, the same energy that's down can get up and it can be bright. The same energy you feel that inside of you is stirred up, it feels uncomfortable, can get you in a comfort zone. The same energy that feels like the twilight zone can be a heavenly experience. The same energies that may be creating hell within you can be malleable to create heaven. The chemicals are the same. The basis of your life are the same. However, how you choose to mold that energy. Matter cannot be created nor destroyed, but you can redistribute. Matter can be transferred. It can be transformed. The same energy at the basis of it is the same. But how are you going to choose to live? Are you going to say, man, it's dark, 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 so I'm stuck? Or are you going to say, man, it's dark, 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 but guess what? I got something in me. Yo, it's dark, but guess what? I've went through this. I've grown out of this before. Are you going to say, yeah, it's dark, but listen, you know who I am. The I am resides inside of me. You know who I am. The I am resides inside of me. I was made in the image of the Most High. I was made in the image of the Creator. I know that I am because I have access to Him in me, to the intuition, through in my forehead, in between the two eyes. I can see. I have a third eye. My first eye, I see it bright, it illuminates inside of me. The candlestick shines bright and I can see. So in your dark moment, you shine brighter. When you say, hey, I'm not stuck to this place. I'm not stuck to this state. I can find my way. I'm not stuck to this way of feeling, to this anxious being, to this tense way of living. I'm not stuck to this. I can change it. I can transform it. I can take it and I can release it. I can breathe in peace. I can exhale fear. I can breathe in joy and I can push out sadness. I can enjoy the present and I can let go of the past. My life can be transformed because by that decision I've made, I am transforming it by the very decision I just made. Without even taking forth the first action, just by making the decision, like an incision, like cutting off from any other possibility, speaking no more death but life into you. Saying right now, today, I fed up. I'm gonna change it, transform it, remold it, make it better. I'm gonna tap into what's in me. I'm gonna reveal some part of me that I never knew even existed. I'm gonna transform. I'm gonna tap in the true essence of my being. After this self journey of growing and healing, my life will never be the same again. I will radiate my light, and everywhere that I go, every room that I walk into will be brighter. When I walk past by, the plants will have more life in them because my very essence, my very aura, my light illuminates, and it helps every living thing prospers. My very essence, every cell works together to prosper. My thoughts are in creation, for they're not just loose ends. They come together and connect with all other ends from the beginning to the end. And all ends of the earth, my thoughts alone create in this universe. Because I am a light being, I shine bright. I shine bright like the sun. In that image, I was made. The sun, the image of God. Me, the image of the sun, like the sun. And through the sun, I was given this sun ability to shine, to illuminate, to educate, to inspire, and to elevate the masses, to rise above from low minds to higher planes of thinking. From all the ends of the earth, your spirit can cover it. From today, tomorrow, and years to come. You can keep living on this earth. You don't have to go through the dark night of the soul forever. You don't have to be lost in the tunnel. You can transform your being if you change the way that you're being and you tap into your being and you tap into your essence. the essence of your presence will bring you such peace, joy, some clarity in your life. So these are just words to put the magnificent beauty of life together. I like to wordsmith it up to show you the power that resides in you. As you listen to this, this is not the work. This is the spark. This is the thing that you watch that sparks you up again. After you leave, you're like, let's go, let's grow. And you're like, okay, this is the spark. I'm ready to elevate. After the spark, after you tapped in, after your battery has been jump-started, what you gotta do is keep driving. The moment you stop driving, the alternator stops fueling. And there's alternate directions you can start taking. So when you get a jump start, you don't stop driving until you drive enough, until you build enough neural pathways in your brain to build a new habit, until you went so far in the journey that you are already bought into it, until you reach so far in there you can't turn back. So every time you watch something that sparks you up, you get a desire that sparks up, you get an idea that sparks something inside of you. You don't just take the spark and say, hey, thank you. Oh, I'm gonna run off of that. Let me store it. Let me store the spark so I can use it. Use the spark right now. Decide to change something. Your routine, decides to stop eating something. Decides to stop going somewhere. Decides to change your mind, your way of thinking, the thoughts, your way of speaking, right? The things you think about every single day. Get back into the present. Let go of those limiting beliefs. Let go of those things you're holding on to. Let go of the fear. Release the anger, right? Breathe out of the anxiety. Balance yourself out of the depression. Breathe your way into peace. Be loving and receive love because of that. Pray, be grateful, and rejoice in the name of the Lord. By doing so, your spirit will be elevated. To keep the spark going, you gotta keep adding to the bucket. You gotta do good deeds. To keep the spark going, you gotta keep adding to the buckets. You gotta feed your mind. You gotta read the word. You gotta speak the word. You gotta speak powerful affirmations. You have to say it with a lot of power and conviction. You have to believe it. You have to find something that you're gifted in and invest in that gift, like I'm doing now. You keep doing it. You do that thing over and over and over again. You don't stop. You don't let any single number stop you. You keep on doing it. You were given a gift. God's gift to you was life. But your gift to the world is how you live your life. God gives to you was your life. But your gift to the world is how you live your life. How you choose to live your life is going to determine how you receive God's gift. Some of us, we're singing Drake's God's gifts, but we take God's gift, we put it in our pockets, and then we love to sing the song. If you don't choose to live your life in a way where you take God's gift and you gift it unto others, give as to others, and it shall be given unto you, then you won't receive the prosperity that you've been yearning for. Like I said, sometimes it's not just a yearn for the prosperity as it relates to how we are inside of us, how we're living our lives inside, but a lot of times we are broken and broke. We are broken and we don't have the money. We are in pain and we can't feed ourselves, and that's because our gifts are hidden. We took them, we hid them. The master said, I gave you the gift. So you buried it in the graveyard along with those limiting ideas other people told you. You took your gift, you put it in the graveyard, and you wondering, yo, where's the fruits of my gift? Well, no, you gotta give. If you have the gift, you gotta put it out somehow. You gotta find a way to use it. Don't let them use your gift and give you a paycheck and you never used your gift and you keep checking your pay. If they use you and they give you a paycheck, just use your gift and just stop checking your pay. You're gonna start seeing how your pay increases when you start using your gift. And what I mean by that is not just the much your money you make. I'm talking about a payment that no man can give you. A payment that only the Most High can bless you with. It's a payment called fulfillment. The payment of fulfillment is when your very essence is fueled by your action. You're not doing a business transaction, you're doing a spiritual transaction. You're not giving anything materialistically, you're endowing something to the spirit, to the soul. You're giving a word that sparks something inside of somebody that could transform their lives forever, that could impact the next generation in a way that they will never be the same again. You're doing a work that is beyond just exchanging a material for a piece of paper. You're doing a work in which you're exchanging a piece of your essence to add and endow and bless another soul and to keep building the kingdom of God. That's something greater than any job can bless you with. That's something greater. Anything else you can possibly do can bless you with, because you're doing something out of the spirit and you're not just using your hands. And you're not just using your hands in a way where you're mindlessly using it. You're putting every bit of your spirit in your work. You're putting every bit of your gift. You are solely tapped in. You are endowed with greatness. You are filled with light. You are filled with power. And the power of life is in your tongue. So speak life into your life. Speak life into you. Stop speaking death into your life. Stop saying, man, I'm always going to be this way. It's never going to change. I'm this depressed person. I'm highly anxious all the time. This is me. I have hyper. No, this is not you. This is not you. This is what you're experiencing right now. This is not you. This is your current grow through. You go through it so you can grow through it. This is not you. This is just a part of your test period right now. So we have to stop identifying with the pain and identify it. Identify the pain, but don't identify with the pain. Identify the emotion, but don't identify with the emotion. Identify the imbalance, but don't identify with the imbalance. Identify the flaw, but don't identify with the flaw. You are not the imbalance. You are not the pain. You are not the flaw. You are the person who is able to identify it. You are the observer. You are able to see what's happening within you. You are able to observe your temple, and you are able to build it up. You are able to break it down. You are able to mold it. And you are fueled. You are backed up. You are empowered. You have access to. You can pray to. You can reach out to. You can touch. You can tap into the divine source, and that's God. And you can do it through the Holy Spirit if you just do that. So I want to give you one last thing. I want to thank y'all for tapping in. If you're going through some dark moments and you feel like I can't live anymore, right? I want to do something with you. I want to actually give you a chance to surrender, however you're feeling inside of you, to surrender, right? To say right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let go and I'm going to let God, right? Sometimes it's hard for us to do what we want to do because we're the ones perpetuating the pain. So what you got to do is completely surrender. And do this with me if you would like. If it goes against your own beliefs, you can also not do it, that's fine. But I would like to reach this out to anybody who feels like, yo, right now, I'm going through a lot, and I don't know how I'm going to grow out of it. And I feel it in my spirit to say this. This moment has not came to break you, it just came to teach you something, right? This moment has not came to condemn you to like a life of darkness and pain and anxiety and stress. This moment has only came to reveal to you who you really are. It has came to bring to you, it touched with your spirit. This is an answer that you've been waiting for. This is the answer to your prayer disguised as pain. This is an answer to your prayer disguised as pain. And in that, let's say a prayer and let's thank God for the pain. Let's surrender the pain to God. And let's ask Him to reveal through our intuition what we must do next, the next step to take. I don't know what you should do with your life. but God does. I don't know what you should do, but God does. That's why He's speaking and working through me. So close your eyes and say this with me. Father God, I acknowledge that you exist. I receive unto me the blessings that you put forth through your very existence. I understand the I am that came before I am is you. And because of that, I come to you humbly. And with this humbleness, I ask that you come into my heart, that you bless my soul, that you bring light, that you reflect the light that's in me. Let me tap into this light. Allow me to shine brighter after this conversation with you, Lord. I ask for forgiveness for the lack of belief before, and I have complete faith that you will clean within me. Clean my spirit, the emotions of fear. Clean out the emotions of anger. Clean out the emotion of anxiety. Clear out the emotions of worry. Clear out the sadness that takes hold on my heart, the grief that holds my lung tight. Clear it out. Free me from the darkness that has been taken over. I am freed from the shackles of my past pain. I am giving it on to you. I ask for you to come into my heart. Bless me, be with me, and bring wisdom and joy into me so that I may take a new path, a new direction, a new step, and walk into the light so that I may be able to step into my spirit and live out my life from a spiritual place, not a carnal place. To spiritually create my life rather than carnally perpetuate the same past pain. I ask that you come into my heart. I open my heart and I ask you to bless me, create in me a new heart. I receive and believe. I receive Jesus Christ as my personal Savior. After you've done this, pray, say Amen. And then post that. You keep following the journey. You wake up tomorrow and you feel a renewal of your being. After you've done that, you'll wake up and feel a renewal in your spirit. Because after you surrender, you let go and you let God, and you've accepted, there's a blessing that comes. There's a peace that comes into your heart. You feel more alive. So sometimes we are taking on every burden for us, and it's too much. And we have to, in our hearts, breathe in, breathe out, say a prayer, and give it on to the Most High. I give it to you, God. I trust that it will work. And just by saying that, your spirit has a sense of you are fueled up. You get another power. A lot of times we forget the power of the word, the power of belief, the power of the tongue, the power of sitting and saying within you, I got this. I got this. I got this. I'm gonna grow out of this. I can do this. I can push past this pain. I can grow out of this situation. I can bring myself out here. It's possible. It's possible. It's possible. It's me. It is for me. I can do this. I got this. I can do this. It's possible. I'm not stuck to this. I can change. My life won't always be like this. I can do this. It's possible. I got this. I can change. I can evolve. You have to have that belief. Let go. Let God. That's my message. I'm sticking to it, baby. Sometimes, as soon as that you just let go, God will use you and you're gonna do great things in the world. I knew it was in me, and my dark moments shine me brighter, baby, and it radiates through my face. Same happens for you. Keep on with your healing journey. Tap in back to this episode, really powerful one. It was really used today. I opened myself up, vulnerable, and tap into the whole thing. It'll be live on my IG and Facebook. Once again, thank you for tuning in. My name is Edward Giles, aka the Holistic Motivator. And I want to thank y'all for going with me every day. I am a spiritual soldier every day. I show up for service because I know that there are dark energies out here trying to take over your life. You have the devil out here trying to take your soul over. And I'm saying, you gotta stand strong. Bring your chest up. Say it with your diaphragm. And you gotta say, I got this. I'm strong. It's possible. It's me. Speak life into you. The power of life and death is in the tongue. And if you speak life into your life, you're gonna bring life back into you. Stay blessed. Stay in your power, my friends. I love you. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't be here doing this. I do this every single day. Y'all tap into Ed Talks Daily. Go to the website. The website is edtalksdaily.com. It's a really powerful resource. Transformative. As you can see, for the last 40 minutes, my spirit, I feel in such peace right now. I feel blessed. I feel favored. My face, I feel my very being is aligned. That's because every day I speak these words of encouragement, not just to other people, but to me. I'm living on purpose, in purpose. You do that, your life will never be the same again. That's the secret to healing. The secret to revealing lies in you saying, what's in here? What's in here? The more you keep tapping in, you bring out a whole lot. So once again, subscribe to the podcast, stay blessed, stay in your power. Remember that you have the unlimited power in you to transform your life, to reveal your light. The dark night of the soul is just letting you know that there's something greater for you. There is light at the end of the tunnel, but let your light shine. Don't hide it. Don't dim it. And until that happens, the world forever miss all your talents, all your gifts, and all the great things you had to offer. So shine your light. Don't hide it. Don't dim it.